my channel. This is my first video. I originally wanted to make this video with makeup on and then dramatically take it off so you guys could see my vitiligo and I can start talking about my story, but I decided let me just make the whole video with no makeup on. It's just easier. I am so excited. So if I sound nervous, it's because I am. This is the first time I do this and I'm very friendly. Like, if you know me and even like the industry that I'm in, I have to speak to people every day, but something about speaking to a camera is just, it's like uncomfortable. So I'll get a lot more comfortable throughout this video, but just saying, like in the beginning I might be a little nervous and my voice might crack, but it's normal, I'm human. So I'm making this video to talk about my vitiligo, when I got it, when I started wearing makeup, when I finally started going out in public without any makeup like I am right now, and just hurdles I went through, how I got through it, and how I really want to help anyone who does have vitiligo now. I will link my social media down below, and yeah, if you want to keep on watching, please subscribe and hit the bell button for notifications on new videos. I will be posting, I don't have the dates yet, but I will be posting a lot of videos pretty soon. I'm thinking Tuesdays and Fridays. We'll see how that goes. But just keep on watching if you want to see my vitiligo story. I got my first white spot. I turned into a Dalmatian when I was about 2 years old, and at that age I didn't know anything. Obviously my parents were the ones that found out. They realized it. They just started monitoring me, and from there they took me to like dermatologist offices. I've been in and out of the doctor's office since I was about 2 years old, like when I found out that I had it. My mom could have sworn, funny story, my mom could have sworn it was our cat because she hated our cat and she wanted to get rid of our cat. So that was her excuse. Like, that's what she wanted. She's like, you're allergic to the cat, that's why you have white spots. Like, no mom. You wish. But so yeah, so from there I was in and out of doctor's offices. I did everything under the sun that had to do with getting rid of vitiligo. I did the creams, I did the UV lights, I dieted. It was a lot. It was very overwhelming. Obviously now when I was 2 years old, they started doing the diets when I was older, but it got to the point where I was like, I am over this. I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to live a normal life. Like, I was tired of going inside and out of doctor's offices. No one knew what I had. No one could find a cure. And at the time, it was obviously doctors knew what it was. Like, I was diagnosed, but the cure just wasn't there. There was an option of bleaching my skin about 5 years ago, and that was already at the point where I was very confident. So I was like, no, I don't want to bleach my skin, it's fine. I started going to school. I was never bullied in elementary school just because kids are so small. Like, I know nowadays kids know a lot more and they're like a lot meaner, but at the time was never bullied, not even in middle school or high school, thank God. I know it's not like that for a lot of people, but thankfully I wasn't. So from there I was going to school, and elementary school was a breeze. Middle school, puberty started hitting. I started seeing guys attractive. Like, it was just, you know. So from there, I started hiding it, and I was wearing sweaters. I didn't wear makeup yet, but I did cut my hair to the point, I did cut my hair to the point where I had bangs like this. And it's a great thing that the skater trend was a thing, because I literally had my bangs like covering my hair like that, covering my face. So that was one way that I camouflaged the one on top. And just, but it's funny because when I was in dance, because I did do dance in middle school, my mentality was, if I'm moving and I'm dancing, no one can see it. But once I get off stage, the sweater would come on and the hair swoop would come back on. Like, I don't know, I just thought that was like the perfect way of covering it back then. I was like, wow, this is definitely working. Like, no, Andrea, people see it. They really genuinely don't care. Like, you're fine. So yeah, just honestly, like, my parents my parents giving me great advice, was great. Having great friends around me definitely was amazing. I thank everyone that has crossed my life and that helped me through what I was doing. Even if they didn't know they were helping me, you definitely did. So from there, middle school is when I found out and discovered makeup. I was in the 7th grade and I was at my stepsister's house, and we were getting ready to go somewhere, and she had an eyeshadow palette, and there was one that was like a tan eyeshadow color, and I put it on my white spots, and I was like, oh my god, like this is amazing. I didn't know makeup could do that. I don't know. I wasn't really into makeup, so that was like my first encounter. I mean, my mom wore makeup, but I never paid attention. So that same weekend I go home and I tell my mom, I'm like, Mom, I did something and I want to try it. Is there any makeup that I can buy? And I'm like, I know you might say no because I'm very young, but is there something we can do? My mom was honestly very supportive. She is my rock. And she took me to MAC, and she's like, I'm not gonna let you look like a clown. I learned a lot at MAC. But I did look orange. I always had that issue of looking orange because people would match my skin tone, which was great at that, but people didn't really realize that if you match my skin tone, you can't put that same tone over my white spot. It just doesn't work. So throughout the years, I've learned that if I put like, when I buy makeup or when I buy foundation, I buy a lighter tone. I don't match my skin tone to the exact tone, because what I do is I do a lighter tone so it doesn't look orange on my white spots, and then I just contour with bronzer, or I just contour. Like, there's a lot of things that you can add to the canvas that will make your look amazing and blended. It's like a whole science, but I'll definitely make a video about that. So for the longest I did look orange, and then I did Dermablend as well. Like, not Dermablend, Dermalogica? Dermablend. Oh my god. So I tried Dermablend. Too heavy. I didn't like it. They didn't have enough shades at the time, so also I looked like an Oompa Loompa. So then from there I tried, which was Bare Minerals. I was at the mall one day with my mom, and it was during the holidays, and there was a special going on, and we went in and we tried all their products, and I completely fell in love. Yeah, I fell in love with Bare Minerals. It was light, it was airy, the coverage was great, the makeup artist was amazing, and yeah, thanks to her, I grew a love for makeup. Waking up every morning, especially like no middle schooler. I mean, at the time, I think I knew one other girl that liked to do makeup on herself, but no one really wore makeup. Like mascara was probably the lightest thing that people would do. It's a different world now, but back then makeup was never a thing. I feel like I was the only one that ever wore it. And waking up early in the morning, it was hard. There's times that I would cry while doing my makeup because I was so frustrated that I had to cover my face. Like, that's how much pressure I put on myself. Like I said, never bullied. People would sometimes ask if they ever saw me without makeup, which was rare, but never bullied. I felt like I felt like I lived a double life, because at home, like, I was frustrated and sad, but I would go to school like nothing happened. Like, when I say I would be driving, my mom would be driving me to school, and if I looked in the side rear mirror, and the lighting from the sun is a lot stronger than my bathroom lighting. Like, now I have a vanity and everything, but back then I only had my side rear view mirror that I would look at, and if I saw one spot, I'd break down completely. And she'd be like, okay, well, you're not going home. And I used to carry a bag in the car, and I would just have to fix it in the parking lot before I would go into class. Like, no one knows that. So yeah, that was definitely a struggle. I definitely grew a hate for makeup. When I was younger, I was like always frustrated and stuff, but I never showed it. And definitely going into dance and everything was a great way to express my feelings and let out some of that frustration. But from there, I actually won. I I won middle school formal, as crazy as that sounds. Just always like exposing myself to my fears was great, and having a positive mindset. Like I said, the people around me and my family and friends were amazing and always push me to never give up, never be depressed. Like, you got this, it's just skin. And that's gonna be my motto. Like, literally, it is just skin. We are all beautiful. Like, it's so cheesy, and it's like, but it's true. Like, your personality is what shines the most. Like, you can be gorgeous, but if you have a shitty personality, honestly, like, there's no, like, it's not just one thing. It's also, it's not just beauty. It's not what's on the outside. It's what you give. Like, it's what you, like, your first impression. It's how you are with people, and if you can be friendly and stuff. So yeah, so from there I went into high school and I decided I'm gonna face my fears and join cheerleading. So that was another way, like I said, always just exposing myself. I joined cheerleading, and I figured out, I like found out about Sephora, and I started falling in love with Sephora. I graduated from Bare Minerals, and from there I was using Sephora and watching more YouTube videos, and I fell in love with like the makeup world. And it got to the point where doing my makeup in the morning wasn't frustrating anymore. It was just part of my routine. And because it was so therapeutic. If it wasn't therapeutic, then it probably would have been frustrating. But I've always loved art and painting, and I mean, I am in the hair industry, so it definitely, like, just seeing the brush and the beauty blender and everything go on my face, it was great. It still is great. I still I enjoy doing my makeup. So yeah, while in high school, joined cheerleading, exposed myself, joined clubs, was friendly, outgoing, and never let my vitiligo stop me from having a normal life. And that's what I want to inspire girls or guys or anyone who's struggling with any type of skin condition or just life in general. Like, I just want you guys to see things on the brighter side, and it may seem hard now, or you're probably struggling really hard, or you're probably frustrated, but no, like, you will get through this and you will be fine. Like, in life, nothing is easy, and there are going to be so many obstacles, but you'll get through it. The places where I have vitiligo, I have it right here on my arms. It's crazy because it used to match. Like, what I had here, and this went away. I don't know how. I'm not sure how it went away. And then, like I said, what I had here. This white spot used to be here too, went away, don't know how. The ones on my face haven't really gone away, like, they've always stayed the same. In middle school, I had a topical little liquid. It was from my country, like Colombia, and I placed it on myself, but I didn't read the fine print that said, do not go in the sun. And I literally only went to the beach with my friends for like 2 hours, and it was a nightmare. Like, I came back and it burned. Like, it felt like the worst sunburn ever. And when I took a nap, and when I woke up from that nap, I had like the biggest blisters, like, on my face. I have it like on my knee. I had it on my knee. It was really bad. None of the other ones went away. It was just the one here that completely went away. I guess the new skin that came in still had melanin cells and color. I've stopped caring if there's a treatment out there. It's a part of me. It feels like a bunch of tattoos that I just don't want to get rid of. And yeah, like I was saying, I have it on my body. It's like 45% of my body, not even like 25%. It's very scattered. But then on my face, it's definitely like 80% of my face is white. Do I get new ones? They come and go, like I said, but they don't come and go like fast. It's just along the years. Like, this was 2 years ago. They say that it's like dormant or active. Dormant means obviously it's not nothing's producing or whatever, and nothing's being, like, none of the cells are being killed. And then active pretty much means that it's active. So I love it. I've learned to live with it. I started going out in public without any makeup my senior year. And that also made me love makeup even more because, like I said, it started becoming more of an, like, it was always an option, but taking that step of not wearing makeup all the time in public was great. And people are gonna stare, but like the best, people are gonna stare. Kids are ruthless. Like, kids will look at you and stare at you and look at you, and thankfully I adore kids. I completely love them, and I love it when they ask me, what is that? Are you a Dalmatian? Like, I've had kids say, are you a Dalmatian? Or what happened? Did you burn yourself? No, like, I didn't, nothing happened. So what I do tell kids, like, if it's really quick, I'll tell them, oh, it's a birthmark. But if like family or anything, or if like I said, like if it's kids that are close to me and I have a long time with them, I'll inform them. Like, why not? Like, why are you gonna lie and say, oh, it's a birthmark? Not necessarily lie, because I say that to kids in public, but just because it's quick. But I really love to inform people, even if it's kids, because it's just great. Like, now they know, and when they stare, they might not stare as much when they stare at someone else. But yeah, I've definitely learned how to cope with it. I love it. It's a part of me. And like I said, I want this channel to be like beauty oriented, also helping anyone that has vitiligo. And I am a hairstylist, so I definitely want to make it around that too, and just my life in general, just a little bit of everything. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys struggle with anything, like I said, I am here. I will link my social media down below, and thank you. I will be back with a lot more.